I'm a little ashy, yet classy. We had a time last night. What's up, buttercups? Welcome to Midday Manifest. This is the most ghetto, ratchetest, real Bible study on God's internet. Monday through Friday, around 12-ish, around 12. Today we are going to talk about something that's plaguing y'all. Something that has moved swiftly. She said, and I love it. Something that has moved. I'm getting me some Jesus juice today. She said, good morning. She said, good afternoon, Bishop. Good afternoon. We're going to talk about something that has plagued the community for years. Got y'all in a chokehold, honey. Listen, it say, play the people's fantasies. Okay? Call me Mariah Carey. Call me ODB. Because we're talking about fantasies today. Make sure y'all share this live with somebody. It might change their life. Because heaven forbid we actually learn something on the internet that's not a new dance. Oh my God. What would the world be if we learned something today that was not a new TikTok dance? Yikes. What if we learned something that might change our life? Whoa. Y'all go ahead and share this live with somebody. Okay? All right. Heaven forbid we learn something today. Good morning, L&B congregation. Come on, saints. Come on. If you here, you are part of the congregation. Life and new beginnings. I don't even know if I can call it a church because I kind of, Angel said, I'm finally on time. I kind of gave y'all the finger yesterday when I showed y'all my design. We got one design yesterday. And I don't want the church members to think I was flipping them off. I mean, I did this so I can flip people off in style, but I just want to show y'all my nails. So maybe I'll hold them like that. So yes, thank you. Our building fund went towards one nail design. I want to, yes, 2 weeks. Let's go for 2 nail designs so I can really flip people off on the left and the right. Okay, on the left and the right. All right, y'all. I ain't gonna wait because today is story time. Today is story time. Not my story time, baby. If you got the book, let's go ahead. Listen, let's go ahead. If you got the book, pull it on out. If you got the book, pull it on out. What's up, Cupcake Nation? If you got the book, pull it on out because I need to use all of my time. I got me some Jesus juice. Get y'all a drink of your choice. I got me a bottle of water with a little Great Value raspberry lemonade. Okay, I have my communion for today. This is my communion, okay? Listen. Go. No, it's not that. Listen. Let me tell you something. Hoping. Friend, who told you 10,000? Who prophesies to you 10,000? Friend, who told you $10,000? Because if somebody prophesies to you about $10,000, you don't have to manifest it. It's coming. Who told you that? Was it me, Jesus? I did? Oh, okay. Well, you ain't got to manifest for it. Don't manifest for it. Because if someone tells you $10,000, don't manifest. You don't have to manifest for that. It's coming. All you got to do is do your budget. Where's the money going to go? That's all you got to do. Do your budget. How the money going to go? You don't have to keep worrying about it. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Hold on. Everybody got something to sip on? Because I'm going to get right into it, saints. We're not going to waste no time today. Because, baby, today's law, play the people's fantasies. Y'all, if y'all got the book, turn to page 263. If you don't, just stay with me. Don't leave. Okay? Give me the same respect. Listen, give me the same respect y'all would give y'all minister. Don't leave. Just stay with me because I'm going to teach you something regardless, okay? Law number 32. Saints, we are on page 263. 263, y'all. Law number 32, we on 263. This break. Miss Mary, you know I'm not doing no questions right now. We on midday manifest. Now everybody talking about how much money coming to me. Miss Mary, I didn't prophesy that to you. Okay. Y'all, come on, y'all. Law number 32. Play to people's fantasies. Y'all, this happened to us. I ain't gonna say y'all. This happens to us time and time again. I don't want to get into preaching. I want to stay in teaching mode. I don't want to get into preaching mode because I want you to come up with your own examples. Okay? I don't want to lead you. I want to come up with your own examples. Okay? Listen, it says life is so harsh and distressing that people who can manufacture romance or conjure up fantasy are like an oasis in the desert. Everyone flocks to them. There is great power in tapping into the fantasy of the masses. All right, y'all. Now here, baby, I'm about to get into this story. Okay, we're going to call the dude in this story, we're going to call him Bragagino. Let's call him B for short. His name is L. Bragagino, but we're going to call him LB for short. Oh, okay, friend. I said that I prophesied. Let's call him LB for short. Okay? So let me take you back to a time. Let me get a sip first. Because, baby, this story is so intense. Baby, I feel like just highlighting the whole page. If y'all just joining, we on page 264. If you ain't got the book, stay tuned. You don't need it. I'm going to teach you. Hold on. It's all right. Come on, great value. Maybe this braid is working my nerves. Okay, there we go. This braid heavy as hell. This braid may come out and clean. Okay, listen. This is in 16th century Venice. Okay, Venice. Now, I don't know if anybody's ever been to Venice before, but baby, Venice had been prosperous for a long time. And the citizens felt that their small republic had destiny on their side. Okay, imagine living in a rich city. Everybody got money. Huh? You must have Lady Luck on your side. Okay? However, in the 16th century, the fortune has suddenly changed. Venice could not compete economically, and his empire was gradually dwindling. The final blow was when Venice lost its prized possession, which was the island of Cyprus. So Venice had money, honey. Everybody get money so we could get money. Everybody had money. And then all of a sudden, this little small community was open to a much bigger world that they couldn't compete in. And now they started losing their money. And the only thing they had to hold on to was this little island. And they lost that too. Right? So now we down and out. Okay? So here it says, now the noble families in Venice went broke and banks began to fold. And a kind of gloom and depression has settled over the citizens. The Venetians half believed that the goddess Fortune was only playing a joke on them and that the old days would soon return. For the time being, though, what could they do? Now, in 1589, rumors began to go around Venice that there was a mysterious man. We're going to call him LB. And LB was a master of alchemy. He was a man who had won incredible wealth through his ability to multiply gold through the use of a secret substance. So this man said, give me a little dirt, a little gert, a little murt. I just made them words up. And I can turn it into gold. Give me pennies and I can turn it into gold. Literally, different metals that are not gold and I will turn them into gold. It said, now the rumor has spread quickly. Y'all help the people out in the comments for me. The rumor has spread quickly that this man could turn anything into gold, any kind of substance. So the Venetian noblemen went to find who this man was, right? Now this man was not living in Venice. He lived a couple cities over. So when they found him, right? Then let me tell you how they heard about him. It was a Venetian man that was traveling who heard about him and got the word back. A Venetian man said, hey, I'm over here in Italy, and it's a dude over here in Italy that can he can take any kind of substance you give him and turn it into gold. I think we need to talk to him because Venice needs to be back on top. Okay? So the noblemen of the country went to go find him. And when they found him, they found him clicking his coins together. He would click gold coins together in his hands. And guess what he had in his house? All kind of golden objects. So when they come to meet LB, they say, LB, we've been looking for you, homeboy. We heard that you can turn any kind of metal into gold, and we need your services. So when they walk up on them, LB got everything. LB is in the Maserati. LB got the 32-room mansion. LB got the Louis Vuitton, the furs, everything. I'm a modernize this story. Can I do that for y'all? Can I modernize this story? Huh? They walk up on LB and they say, man, LB got everything we want and more. Right? So guess what? They went and they listened. They went and took a tour of his palace, right? Okay. And they watched it all as he demonstrated his gold making abilities. So he said, not only am I going to let you see what I have, I'm going to show you what I can do. Okay. So what he did was LB took a pinch of seemingly worthless minerals and transformed them into severed ounces of gold right in front of the noblemen. They said, oh, we saw. We see him take dirt and turn it into gold. So now word was getting around about this man that could turn anything into gold, any kind of metal into gold. And another country came calling. They said, hold up. We need your services too. Now, when the men from Venice, the nobleman from Venice, found out that another country wanted his services, they said, you know what? We cannot wait. We cannot sit up and wait to see what he gonna do. We have to take this to our parliament, get a vote, and act right now. We got to get this man in Venice, right? So guess what they did? Worried that they may lose LB, the Senate voted almost unanimously to invite him to Venice, promising him a mountain of money, okay, that he would need to continue living his luxurious lifestyle, but only if he came right away. So this man said, I will bring back your economy. I will take any material you bring to me and turn it into gold. But while I am there, I have to keep on my extravagant lifestyle. I can't miss a beat. Okay? So now what he did was perfect. He played a waiting game. He didn't come right then. He came later on that year. He made him wait. He made sure that everything that he asked him for, everything on his to-do list was taken care of. He made them folks wait. So later on that year, he arrived in Venice. They said he was mysterious. He had piercing dark eyes, thick eyebrows, and he walked around with 2 enormous black mastiff dogs everywhere that he went. He was forbidding and impressive, right? So old boy came to the country. He took up residence in a palace with the whole city. Now, mind you, the city is damn near bankrupt. But the city took what little money they had and they funded his banquets, his expensive clothes, and all of his other whims, right? And then a kind of alchemy fever spread across the country. Everybody knew that this man had came back, and alchemy was going to save Venice, was going to bring it back to his glory. So now everybody was trying to learn how to do alchemy. Do this sound familiar? When this sound familiar to something you've been part of, just say it in the comments. I ain't gonna call you out. Do this story sound familiar? Let's keep it moving. It says everyone began to practice alchemy, everyone except LB. Now, the person who was supposed to practice it, he was the only person that wasn't practicing it. Hold on, take a sip. Take a sip. It says the alchemist seemed to be in no hurry to begin manufacturing the gold that would save Venice from ruin. Strangely enough, this only increased his popularity and following from people from all over. So people from all over Europe and Asia would come to meet him. Finally, the nobility began to wonder too, and the Senate came under pressure to show a return on the city's ballooning investment. Now, LB had only scorn for his doubters, but he responded to them. He said already. So what he did was when they came in, they said, "Say, bro, we've been funding your lavish lifestyle. We didn't gave you what you want. Where's the gold?" He comes to him and he says, "You know what? I've already deposited the substance in the city's mint, okay, which is going to multiply into gold." He said, now he gave them a choice. If y'all been rocking with me, at least for the past couple weeks, you will see where all of the other laws that we have talked about are coming into play. Now, the law we talked about yesterday is about to come into play. He gave him a choice. He said, now, the substance, my magical substance that I have, that I've locked away in the city's midst, I can go down there right now and double it. But if I double it, that's all you get, right? Or if you would be patient, if you would just be patient, and wait for 7 years, you could triple it. Oh no, he said you could multiply the gold in the mint 30 times. He said, now if I can go down there and do my thing right now, but you only gonna double what you got. Whatever's down there, I'm only gonna double it and that's it, I'm gone. Or if you wait 7 years, you can take what you have and multiply it times 30. Well, guess what? They like, well, you know what? I'd rather wait just 7 years. We've been broke all this time. I don't want to just double it because doubling it may not take care of our bills. So we willing to wait to 7 years. We've been broke all this time. We willing to wait to 7 years to try to multiply it times 30. Okay? But guess what? Listen, that the public wasn't having it. The public like, oh, hell nah. We broke. We paying taxes. And this man is living off our tax money. And he ain't did nothing. So finally, the alchemist's enemies demanded he produce proof of his skills, a substantial amount of gold, and soon. Okay? It says, Lofty, apparently devoted to his art, LB responded that Venice had lost his patience. Venice had betrayed him and would therefore lose his services. He left town and went to Munich. Okay? He left town and went to another duke that requested his services. Okay? So, just as he did in Venice, he left that town, went to the next town that had fallen on hard times due to bankruptcy, right? And sold them the same story because they have heard about him. And he resumed his comfortable lifestyle and the pattern repeated itself. Now, does anybody realize that this man never produced that gold that was in the mint? He left Venice. He said they were ungrateful. I know y'all probably can't see me on Facebook or because of the sun. I apologize for that. But let me tell you what he did. Y'all realize that? He never produced the gold that he promised them. He lived off of this country forever, for a long time. Not forever. Never gave them what they wanted. When they demanded what was promised to them, he called them ungrateful and moved on to somewhere else. Now, this is where the story get interesting. I want everybody to take a sip. This is where the story get interesting. One more step. It says, the young, and I don't know how to pronounce these names, honey. I listen. The young Cypriot, let's call this man Cephas. Listen, let's call this man Cephas. The young Cephas, listen, what? Listen, the young Cephas, I'm at the page of 265. That's not his name, but we're going to call him Cephas. The young Cephas had lived in Venice for several years before reincarnated himself into the alchemist LB. Oh, shit. Young Cephas had lived in Venice many moons before reincarnating himself. He recreated himself into the alchemist LB. He saw how the gloom had settled in on the city, how everyone was hoping for redemption from some indefinite source. While other charlatans mastered everyday cons based on the sleight of hand, young Cephas mastered human nature. With Venice at his target from the start, he traveled abroad, made some money through his alchemy scams, and then returned to Italy, setting up shop, knowing that he had created a reputation that would spread to Venice from a distance. In fact, his aura and power would be more impressive. Do anybody know what just happened there? Do anybody understand what happened there? LB was really Cephas. LB was really Cephas. Young Cephas was a scrawny kid in Venice, and he knew what Venice was going through. Young Cephas sat at the feet of his grandfather and listened to the stories of how Venice used to be something. Young Cephas, remember we had a law the other day that say plan to the end? Remember we just went through that law that said plan to the end? Young Cephas said, you know what I'm going to do? Baby, this was a long thought out con. Young Cephas said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave. He said, I'm going to leave Venice. I'm going to recreate a character. I'm going to create myself into something big and bold. I'm going to stay gone long enough that nobody will recognize who I am. I'm going to go miles around and create this alchemist scam. So word can spread back to the very place that I am from, and they will know that a person can turn any substance into gold. He knew exactly what the people wanted because he was the people. He knew exactly what the people wanted because at one time he was the people. He knew how much the city wanted to regain his glory, and he knew what fantasy to sell them. Listen, it says, I'm at the page of 265, about to turn the page. So we're going to say at first, young Cephas. So at first, Cephas did not use vulgar demonstrations to convince people of his skills. His palace, his opulent garments, the clink of gold in his hands, all those provided a superior argument to anything rational. Sound like some of y'all know? He didn't show him how he did it. No, we're not going to do that. Listen, he didn't show you how he did it. He just came out and said, I got all this stuff. Listen. And these established his house, his cars. Well, he ain't got no car, but we gonna modernize it. These houses, these cars, these designer purses that come from DH Gate. All this jewelry that come from DH Gate. The wall of purses behind the creators. The Fendi bags, the Louis Vuitton boxes that you can buy off DH Gate. The videos. Well, anybody can get a BBL now. Hell, they cheap. BBLs ain't nothing. The new thing is to get your plastic surgery taken off. BBLs are for commoners now. Welfare mothers get BBLs, okay? The rich are taking their plastic surgery off. They say, well, we gonna go and get it reversed. If Tamika can go get a BBL, listen, if Tamika go get a BBL, we don't need a BBL. BBLs are nothing now. Everybody can get a BBL. Hell, you can get a credit. Girl, listen. People on Section 8 got BBLs. Please. People with food stamp cards got BBLs. Everything that he had convinced the people that he was who he said he was. It says all this established a cycle that kept him going. His obvious wealth confirmed his reputation as an alchemist, so that patrons like the Duke of Mantua gave him money, which allowed him to live in wealth, which reinforced his reputation as an alchemist. Okay? Only once his reputation was established and dukes and senators were fighting over him did he resort to the trifling necessity of a demonstration. By then, however, people were easy to deceive. They wanted to believe. The Venetian senators who watched him multiply gold wanted to believe so badly that they failed to notice the glass pipe up his sleeve from which he slipped gold dust into his pinches of minerals. He was the alchemist of their fantasies. And once he had created an order like this, no one noticed his simple deceptions. Okay? Listen. You know, let me tell y'all something. Y'all know who really get conned? Y'all know who really get taken for a loop is rich people. Now, y'all listen. We will buy into some stuff, but the people who really get taken The people who really get taken are the people with real money. You know who really get taken for a ride with these cons? Are people who people who say that they really good with money. People who have established a reputation of being good with money are the people who get conned the worst. Huh? People who say, oh, I'm very good with my money, I'm financially responsible, I'm fiscally responsible, are the people who get conned the worst. People with big money. Baby, have any of y'all saw the Fire Festival? I don't know what kind of TV y'all be watching, but baby, I watch foolishness. Have anybody saw any of the documentaries about the Fire Festival? Did anybody remember when the Fire Festival had Instagram in a chokehold? When the Fire Festival, when all of the celebrities had these orange towels, everybody was putting orange towels on their feet. The Fire Festival. Taylor, go look up the Fire Festival. Go look up the Fire Festival. How this young white guy came out with one business idea after another. None of the business ideas, he was a new Donald Trump. None of the business ideas were working. He overpromised and underdelivered. And every business idea he had, he would get bigger and bigger sponsors. He would get more people with more money. Y'all listen, you got to go watch the story on Netflix or Hulu. The Fire. The Fire. Listen, it's not F-R, it's F-Y-R-E, right? It's F-Y-R-E. It's not F-I-R-E. Listen, you got to go and watch that. I like to watch documentaries about cults, con artists, trap queens, because I like to understand the way people think. I like to understand how society plays on you. My bachelor's degree is in sociology. Sociology talks about how society, how the effects of society play on people's decisions, not of the mind, but of your environment. Play on people's decisions. So I watch everything about Cole. I'll be like, how are these people following this man? He is crazy. I watch all that stuff. MLMs, cult leaders, all of that. That's what I watch. That's what I watch. Like, somebody is literally lying to you in your face, to your face, playing with your top. And you want to believe so bad you go along with it. Let's get back to this because I got to finish this. Listen. And listen, it says, listen. Such is the power of, I'm on page 266 in the middle. Such is the power of the fantasies that take root in us, especially in times of scarcity and decline. People rarely believe that their problems arise from their own misdeeds and stupidity. Someone or something out there is to blame, the other, the world, the gods. And so salvation comes from the outside as well. It says to gain power, you must be a source of pleasure for those around you. And pleasure comes from playing to people's fantasies. Never promise a gradual improvement through hard work. Rather, promise the moon, the great and sudden transformation, the pot of gold. When have you watched the infomercial that said, if you use this product for 36 weeks, you might start to see results? Nobody would buy it. Nobody would buy it. Nobody would buy it. Huh? Nobody would buy it. Nobody. Nobody. When have you watched somebody do a reading besides me? Hold on. Besides me, take me out that category. When have y'all watched these readings online? Listen. When have y'all watched these readings online and the woman be like, me and my ex broke up and I want to know if he coming back? And the readers say, oh, baby, he is coming back. He is coming. Don't worry about it. Y'all are meant to be. Blah, 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 blah. He's going to marry you. Y'all going to have 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a cat. This, that, and the other. Take me out that picture because I don't play them games. Right? It says, promise them the moon, the great, and sudden transformation, the pot of gold. Let's go to keys of power. It says this. Fantasy can never operate alone. Fantasy can never operate alone. It requires the backdrop of the humdrum and the mundane. It is the oppressiveness of reality that allows fantasy to take root and bloom. Friend said yes. Friend Taylor said, my favorite ones is how to lose 130 pounds in 3 days. Yeah. Well, if you just take this cayenne pepper and lemon with some with a little ginger, okay, and some ground coffee, and you drink it in the morning, you'll have this flat manufacturer stomach like I do that I went over to Mexico. Okay, let's go back to it. It says the person who can spin a fantasy out of an oppressive reality has access to untold power. Again, the person who can spin a fantasy out of an oppressive reality has access to untold power. I've made several videos about changing mindset. I made several videos that say this what I was in June 2019. I was homeless. Homeless meaning that I don't have a place of my own. If you homeless, listen. If you live on your friend's couch, you homeless because you don't have your own home. Okay. I made videos and said I was homeless in 2019, June of 2019. By August 2019, I did get an apartment, but I really didn't have nothing in it. By March of 2020, I was making $10,000 easy a month. In the end of 2020, I made 6 figures. But on my videos, I said I had to change my mindset. I had to find peace. People will watch that video and they'll be in the comments and be like, but how did you do it? How? I just told you what I did. I changed my mindset. I found peace. Well, how did you make the money? I went to work. I sold insurance. But how? Right? So if I was to take that mind, if I was to make a video right now, y'all, if I was to make a video, I'm like, hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Coach Misty. I'm here to tell you that, baby, I'm pulling an XYZ, LMNOP. You know what I'm saying? Hey, 2 years ago, I was working as an insurance. I ain't going to tell you I made 6 figures as an insurance person. Watch how this goes. 2 years ago, y'all, I was working as an insurance salesperson. I hated my job. I was working from home. Was late to work because I didn't want to go to work. And then I decided to quit my job because I knew God had something else for me. I could still throw God in there because people like a good religious touch. I knew God had something for me. I'm a manifestation queen, so I started manifesting, right? And I went from working for somebody else to working for myself. Okay, and I'm gonna clear $225,000 this year, and I do it all from home. And I'm gonna sell you a course for $97. All you gotta do is sign up. Go to the link in my bio. Now, y'all, when I make this video, I gotta have on some of my good stuff. I'm gonna put on my pink leather pants, and my designer Converse, and I'm gonna wear every chain known to man, known to God that I have, and I'm gonna put on all my rings and my tennis bracelets when I make the video, okay? And I'm gonna be like, and I'm gonna show y'all how you can how you can do it too. I'm a mother of 4. I ain't telling my kids grown as hell. I'm a mother of 4, and I don't work for nobody else. And baby, they gonna buy the course. You say, let's go rent a G-Wagon. Yes, friend. Friend said, we gonna go make a G-Wagon. Right. He said he'll be the camera guy. Come on, Ken. Let's go rent a G-Wagon. I'm going to put my Mercedes. Ken, bring your Mercedes. We going to have all the Mercedes out there. I'm going to have my Mercedes, your Mercedes, and then we going to rent the G-Wagon, Ken. We going to go rent the G-Wagon. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm your girl, Coach Misty. I was just like you 2 years ago. I'm going to stand in front of all these things. I'm right here in Dallas, Texas. I'm going to stand in front of all these 3 Mercedes. Okay? I'm going to just run my hand over the air. We can do it in the parking lot. We can do it in the parking lot. Don't forget the fur coat. I hate you. I ain't got to do it in the Airbnb. I can do it in the parking lot. Hell, I live in a nice ass loft. We can do it here. I can do it right where I am. Listen, I'm gonna be like, I went from making $17.25 an hour, right, Kim? I went from making $17.25 an hour to being able to work for myself. I have several locations. I have employees, and I can teach you how to do it too. Hell, some of y'all like, well, shit, do she really got a course? Some of y'all watching is like, But do she really got a course? Can she really teach me how to do that? Because I never told you how I stayed up and I worked sometimes 18 hours of out the day. Okay? I never told you that. I never told you how sometimes I had to fast and pray. I never told you that. I never told you how I had to let go of any kind of how I had to follow God's obedience. I never told you that. I never told you how I had to let people go. See, I never told you that. How I had to let people go out of my life. God said you got to cut this person off in order to get where you got to go. You see what I'm saying? They said, I'm still looking for that course, sis. Right. See, I never told you that. I'm just showing you what I got. I'm showing you these cute clothes I got. Okay, these brand name tennis shoes, baby. I'm going to be in my Balmains. Yeah, I got some. I'm going to be in my Balmains. Huh? The Balenciagas. Yeah. Yeah, the Balenciagas. I'm going to be in those. Huh? I'm going to get me a fresh little line up, a little cut. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you how I'm slated, how I clear $20,000 easily a month by selling services, not products. How my overhead is low. Yeah. Huh? How I got less than $1,000 in overhead. But she said, why get clean? Because that's what people respond to. You say, why get clean? Because that's what people respond to. If I listen, you say, yeah, get clean. Listen, if I came on a midday manifest with a face full of makeup, and I could keep the braids or not, with a face full of makeup, and at least dressed up from the waist up, I would have more people than I have now. I would have double the amount of people I have now. If I got on midday manifest with my face made up and all of my stuff on, and you know what I'm saying, hair, and I take it out, I got a wall of purses. Listen, I got a wall of purses too, but I didn't do it for social media. I literally bought this bookcase from one of my neighbors because I needed somewhere to keep all my stuff. I got a wall of purses too, Fendi, Gucci, whatever. But here's the deal. Friends say you got to look the part. But what part is that? Because if I come on here with all, and we've all been up. Listen, when people come on here with all their stuff, with all the boxes, I can show you all the boxes. I order stuff too. Listen. I got a whole bunch of. I order a whole bunch of stuff all the time too. I have boxes. I could have all my delivery boxes stacked up behind me, and be like, baby, I got all these purses and all these boxes. I still got to open up. People would start listening with their eyes and not with their ears. People will listen with these and not with these. The message that I want to get through wouldn't even happen. Now, when I do my Coach Misty live, when I come Coach Misty live, Coach Misty step out clean. Yeah, when you come see me in person, I come out clean. I'm going to have on all white. Okay? Coach Misty about to walk on water. Huh? When you come meet me, I come out clean. That's not to impress you. That's because that's what I do. I come out clean when y'all come to see me because you paid your money to come see me, right? So I'm going to give you what you want. We all going to be beautiful that night. But online, I'm going to give you the real, the raw, the rugged. I want to make sure that you are listening to the message, listening with your ears, with your heart, with your soul, with your mind, and not with your eyes. Plus, I don't get my ass out the bed till midnight. Let's go ahead till noon. Let's go ahead and finish this. It says, listen, the person who can spin a fantasy out of an oppressive reality has access to untold power. As you search for the fantasy that will take hold of the masses, then keep an eye on the banal truths that weigh heavily on us all. Never be distracted by the people's glamorous portraits of themselves and their lives. Search and dig for what really imprisons them. Once you find that, you have the magical key that will put great power in your hands. You might see somebody that looks luxurious, right? I have women that come to me every day that make good money, hell, more money than me. But guess what? They tired of working that hard. Some of them are either they want to quit, either they got high power jobs and they ready to quit their jobs and live their dream, or they have big businesses and no man, right? So once I get through, listen. Once I get through to what they really want, if I was to sell them a fantasy, yes, it's all on YouTube, girl. Go to YouTube. I am Coach Misty. I record these on YouTube. I am Coach Misty. Go watch them. Or go to my lives, record all the lives. Listen, once I get to the bottom of that, then I got you. I don't care how many businesses you own. If you lonely, you lonely. If you lonely, you lonely. You hear me? Now, the difference is I don't sell people a fantasy. I talk about the hard work. But if I was to sell them a fantasy, I would have triple, quadruple the amount of clients I have now, right? Because we would be forever chasing a fantasy. Listen, it says, look. Although times and people change, I'm on 267. Although times and people change, let us examine a few of the oppressive realities that endure and the opportunities for power they provide. Y'all listen. Kissed by Ken made a video. And y'all, I need y'all to start making confirmation videos or videos about midday manifest. We need to get the word out and let people know. Now, I love y'all, and I know y'all might have told some people, but listen, I need y'all to make videos of stuff. Thank you, Taste of Love by D. She made a video yesterday. I'm going to start giving away stuff for people who make videos. So y'all make confirmation videos if y'all had a reading from me, or y'all doggone talk about midday manifest like Ken did and let me duet your video, all right? So y'all, let's talk about a few of the oppressive realities that endure and the opportunities for power they provide. Now, when I read the fantasy, if you know a business or have been in a situation, listen, if you know a business or a situation like that, I want you to put it in the comments. So let's talk about the reality. The reality is this: change is slow and gradual. It requires hard work, a bit of luck, a fair amount of self-sacrifice, and a lot of patience. But here's the fantasy. The fantasy is a sudden transformation will bring a total change in one's fortunes, bypassing work, luck, self-sacrifice, and time in one fantastic stroke. What does that sound like? A sudden transformation. Huh? A new moon. Save this sound. I'm not going to mess with y'all today. Save this sound. Your luck will change tomorrow. Follow and like this video. You will wake up and be a millionaire in the morning. It says, this is, of course, the fantasy par excellence of the charlatans who prowl among us to this day. Huh? It says, promise a great and total change from poor to rich, sickness to health, misery to ecstasy, and you will have followers. Take a sip. Take a sip. Take a sip. Next one. I'm not even going to go into it. Next one. We still on page 267. Here's the reality. It says the social realm. Y'all, give her the book, baby. It says the social realm has hard set codes and boundaries. We understand these limits and know that we have to move within the same familiar circles day in and day out. I'm going to repeat that again. The social realm has hard set codes and boundaries. We understand these limits and know that we have to move within the same familiar circles day in and day out. Here's a fantasy. We can enter a totally new world with different codes and the promise of adventure. All right, real quick, here's a little story time. In the early 1700s, baby, London was all abuzz. We on page 267. There was a man, we gonna call this man George P. Listen, we're gonna call this man George P. George P had came from this island of Formosa, which is now known as Taiwan, right? And he showed up in London, right? So they found out about this man. They said, oh my God, this man has come from this exotic island. We need to know more. He's exotic. Please tell us more. That's how y'all baby daddies be on IG for these girls that's multi-rate. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, let's move on. It says the Oxford University asked him to teach the island's language. So Oxford University said, George P., can you teach us the language of Formosa? A few years later, he translated the Bible into the language, then wrote a book which was an immediate bestseller on the history and geography of Formosa. English royalty wined and dined the young man, and everywhere he went, he entertained his host with wondrous stories of his homeland and its bizarre customs. Okay? He made a living about telling these people about this magical place, right? Now, when he died, once he died, his will revealed that he was merely a Frenchman with imagination. Everything he had said about Formosa, its alphabet, its language, its literature, its entire culture, he had invented. He had built on the English public's ignorance of the place to concoct an elaborate story that fulfilled their desire for the exotic and strange. British culture's rigid control of people's dangerous dreams gave him the perfect opportunity to exploit their fantasies. It says, I'm on page 268. We almost done. It says, to bring power, fantasy must remain to some degree unrealized, literally unreal. Okay, quick story, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all, y'all know we doing good on time because we almost done. Quick story. Now, I just said something about the exotic women on Instagram. I just said that, and they said not too much, coach. Let me tell y'all, in 2020, I did the 23andMe DNA thing, right? Well, it tell you where you're from, 23andMe. So I got my results back. Now, one of my grandmothers swore up and down, baby, that we was from the Native Americans, right? Baby, we was Pocahontas and everything else, right? And I said, you know what? I'm bored. It's we in the middle of COVID. Why not swipe my mouth and see what my DNA come back as? So my DNA came back as 47%. No, well, it was like, so I'm 40% African, 47% African. Okay, 47% African. Most of that was Nigerian, and a little bit of that was another one. I can't start with a C. But anyway, 47% African, right? But there was a great percentage. There was about 20%. Hold on. It was about 20% Swedish. So like 40. So let's just say I'm 50% African. Let's do round numbers. 50% African, maybe about 20 to 25% Sweden. Well, maybe, no, it was like 20% Swedish. I was about 10%. Well, no, it was more than 10%. 20% Swedish, about 15% Turkish, and 10% Colombian. Okay, I don't know where the hell I came from, huh? Feliz Navidad. All right. Okay, Colombiana. All right, so I was Nigerian, Swedish, Turkish, and Colombian. Okay? So what I did, I said, you know what? I'm all about social experiments. I was bored. Online dating was all the rage during COVID. We couldn't go nowhere. So I'm exotic. I told the dude I was dealing with, I said, you sleeping, you be on social media looking at these women, and you don't even know you sleeping to somebody exotic as hell. Okay? So I went on my dating apps and I put in my headline, I took my ethnicity and put other. Listen what I did. I took my ethnicity and put other, and I put in my headline in my bio that I was Nigerian, Swedish, and Colombian. Because who the hell talking about Turkish? That's too much in explaining. I put in my headline Nigerian / Swedish / Colombian. Baby, when I tell you the boys, my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. Listen, when I tell you, first of all, First of all, the Nigerians treated me so much differently than they did before. Now, Nigerians will date a black woman, but they ain't gonna really marry you, and they really only want to have a good time, and they already know who they're supposed to marry, but they just gonna have fun with you. The Nigerians treated me with a level of respect that I had never experienced from them before. They called me. They said, what tribe? Now, here's the deal. I was dating a couple people, manage your business. Don't ask me no questions. And I was seeing this light-skinned Nigerian guy. He was Igbo. He was from the Igbo tribe. And he had told me enough about his tribe to where I could say enough. I told him, I said, my father. They said, oh my goodness. They said, you are Nigerian. What tribe? Igbo tribe. And the Igbo tribe is known for having fair skin, light skin, and having light skin Africans. So they said, oh, I see it. Who is Nigerian? Is it your mother? I said, it's my father. Oh, your father is Nigerian. Yes. So they automatically made up in their own heads the assumptions. My Nigerian father must be with a white woman who is Swedish and Colombian, or a woman who is Swedish and Colombian, because I put Nigerian, Swedish, and Colombian. They said, oh, you are so beautiful, and your skin tone is something I have never seen. Sir, go to the Midwest. We all look like this. Oh, my goodness. I would love to talk to your father. Listen, I would love to talk to your father and ask his permission to take you on a date. I said, well, my father is traveling. Oh, I must speak to a man in your family to take you out on a date. Now, before I put that one, I just said my ass was black. They was ready to take me out. They didn't even want to take me on a date. They wanted to bring something to eat and come over to my house and try to get them a little bit. Now I need to talk to your father. I must speak to your father. Have you ever been back to Africa? Have you ever visited Africa? No, I plan on going next year. Oh my goodness, let me tell you, I am from this tribe, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Oh, my mother would love to meet you. How did your mama get involved, sir? We've been on the phone for 5 minutes. Huh? The level of respect had totally changed when I went from being black to Nigerian, Swedish, and Colombian. But hold on. Not too much of my Nigerian brothers. Let's talk about our black brothers. I love you in my Angie Stone voice. I'll never try to hurt you. Let's talk about them. Oh. Your girl was prime time. And I ain't talking about Deion Sanders. Your girl was prime time amongst our black men. Huh? Oh my God, I was so beautiful. I wasn't fat no more. Not too much, Coach Misty. You doing it. I wasn't BBW no more. Huh? I was an exotic Colombian woman. See, everybody took what they wanted to take from it. So the black men played on the Colombian part. Do you know Spanish? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Huh? Me llamo es Misty. Me llamo es Misty. Trabajo. Yeah. Me trabaja. I don't know how to say insurance, but I'm just saying. I know a lot more Spanish words now. But see, the black men played on the Colombian part. Oh, you Swedish and Colombian? That's dope as hell. Oh, I know you got some pretty kids. You probably make pretty babies. Huh? Oh, I know your kids is pretty. Look at your hair. Está bien tú? Mal. Am I? Me bien. I'm okay. Listen. All of a sudden, my hair texture, my hair was natural. It was naturally curly. My hair texture was exotic. All of a sudden, oh my God, I showed them pictures of my long hair. They lost their minds. All of a sudden, I was girlfriend material, just like that. I was wifey material, just like that. I need to snatch you up before somebody else gets you, just like that. Everybody loves something exotic. Everybody loves something different. Let's finish this. Next one, I just have to tell y'all that story because, baby, that story, listen, I said I was going to get a t-shirt I was gonna get a t-shirt that listed all of my things. 50% Nigerian, 25% Swedish, 15% Turkish, 10% Colombian, and at the bottom of it put 100% black. I still might get that t-shirt. I was gonna put at the bottom 100% black. You hear me? Boom. Friend said, I need to get that test. Friend, it's going to show your ass is 75% Nigerian, okay? Cut it out. Friend talking about, I'm going to get that test. Your test going to show that you are 75% Nigerian and 25% Cameroon. Cut it out now. Enough. Not too much. I'm sorry, friend. I'm going to have Roger make me up that shirt. Because I'm 100% black. Society sees me as a black woman. I should have to list who I am and what I am, right? To be seen different. I'm a black woman. All right, y'all. Let's get back into it. We on page 268. Let's finish up. Let's talk about another reality. The reality says society is fragmented and full of conflict. The fantasy is people can come together in a mystical union of souls. Huh? Now, I didn't highlight this one. Listen, I didn't highlight this one. But it's, if you got the book, read about the Drake treasure. I ain't talking about Wheelchair Jimmy. I ain't talking about the rapper Drake. I'm talking about the 1920s, how this man named Oscar H came along and said that if you had the last name Drake, you were, I guess I'm about to tell y'all about it, you were entitled to a fortune. And millions of people fell for this scam that had the last name Drake. And listen, they even put money in a pot to come together and try to sue the government, because they really felt that if their last name was Drake, they fell for this, that they really was entitled to this lost fortune, right? It was crazy, right? The next reality is death. It says death. The dead cannot be brought back. The past cannot be changed. That's the reality. The fantasy is a sudden reversal of this intolerable fact, right? That's the fantasy. We want to believe in reincarnation. We want to believe in, please, I hope this is not a touchy subject for y'all. I've lost a child as well. We want to believe that the babies that we miscarry and that we lose are up in heaven. We want to believe that that child went to heaven and came back down as something else. Huh? We want to believe that our loved ones are in heaven and not in the ground. You see what I'm saying? We want to believe that. We want to believe that when we go to grandma's grave, that grandma is no longer down there. We are just talking to the tombstone, but she's in heaven watching them. You hear me? We want to believe that. We want to believe, come on somebody, we want to believe that when we die, we will go and see our loved ones again. And that is what gets us through the grief process, because this loss is only temporary. We want to believe that. Let's go to page 269. I'm going to leave that alone. Let's go to page 269. At the top of 269, it says, remember, the key to fantasy is distance. The distant has allure and promise, seems simple and problem-free. What you are offering then should be ungraspable. What you're offering? MLMs do it all the time. Huh? I'm not going to say what coach name it is. We're going to leave her alone. But people do it all the time. You can live like me. Come in, you join, sign up for my program, and I'm going to teach you how to get it like me. Damn the other 100,000 people I done signed up who ain't sold nothing. The reason they ain't sold nothing is because they not you. They ain't got the hustle like you got. Baby, let me tell you something. Y'all better be glad. Y'all better be glad that I'm on the right side of the fence. Huh? Listen. Y'all better be glad I'm on the right side of the fence. Y'all better be glad that I'm not a scammer or a bammer. Because, baby, let me tell you something. I could get every one of y'all, your aunties and uncles, too. You hear me? Y'all better be glad I'm not her. Listen. It says, what you're offering then should be ungraspable. Never let it become oppressively familiar. It is the mirage in the distance, withdrawing as the sucker approaches. Never be too direct in describing the fantasy. Keep it vague. As a forager of fantasies, let your victim come close enough to see and be tempted, but keep them far away enough that he stays dreaming and desiring. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna say this to say that. They talk about the moon. Let's talk about the moon real quick. The moon is unattainable, always changing shape, disappearing and reappearing. We look at it and imagine wandering pine, never familiar, continuous provoker of dreams. This is the moon. It says, do not offer the obvious, promise the moon. If you're going to play to somebody's fantasy, do not offer the obvious, promise the moon. When these men come to y'all and say, I'm going to marry you and I'm going to build you a house and you're not going to work and stuff like that. Now, here's the deal. A man really could come to you and say, listen, I love you. I'm going to marry you. You don't have to work no more. I'm going to take care of you. But that man has already established himself. Now, when a man who already has established himself and he got his own house and got his stuff going and he come to me and he said, hey, you know what, Coach Misty? I don't want Coach Misty. I just want you to be my wife. And I want you, I'm going to give you the lifestyle that you want. I'm not going to take it, but I'm just saying, if he's already a multi-millionaire and he say, hey, I'm going to give you what you want, and his funds can be verified, because I verify funds, and his funds can be verified, then that is not promising the moon. That is a reality. But if a man come along who ain't got a pot to piss in, and he ain't got a dream, he ain't got a dream in his head, whether he sleep or listen, or he sleep or he awake, and he come to me and he said, oh, you know what? If you just follow me, I promise you, I'm going to lead you somewhere. If you just let me take charge, I promise you, I'm going to have it to where we don't nobody got to work, me or you. And we just going to do this and we going to do that. And I'm going to marry you and we're going to have this wonderful life. Sir, you are 45 years old and you have done nothing with your life so far. What makes me think I'm going to change that? Huh? That's when you listen. He's not going to offer the obvious. He's going to say, hey, listen, I ain't got a pot to piss in and I really need a place to stay. And you look gullible because I heard that big women be paying, or, you know, you cute, but you probably lonely because you ain't, ain't nobody married you. You've been divorced for years and you ain't got remarried. So, that ain't nobody going to come to you and say that. They're not going to come to you and say that. A man not going to walk up to you and be like, I just really want a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? I want to eat up your food and play my video game while you go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to start cheating on you within the 3rd month. You feel me? Like, once I get real comfortable and learn your schedule. Nobody's going to say that. They're going to promise the moon, but don't offer the obvious. Let's talk about the authority, y'all. We almost done. The authority says at the bottom of page 269, it says a lie is an allurement, a fabrication that can be embellished into fantasy. It can be clothed. It can be clothed in the remnants of a mystic conception. Truth is cold, sober fact, not so comfortable to absorb. A lie is more palatable. The most detested person in the world is the one who always tells the truth, who never romances. I find it more interesting and profitable to romance than to tell the truth. Y'all, sometimes I sit up here, and first of all, let me say that we're going to talk about the reversal and then we out of here. Sometimes I sit up and I be like, damn. I be like, now, I want to toot my own horn, toot, but I'm pretty good at what I do. Sometimes when I wake up and I be like, I ain't got no appointments today. I don't have no appointments today. I'm confused. But then when I log on, everybody got questions. I'm like, how can it be, baby Jesus? How can this be? My email list is growing, but no appointments today? Wow. And you know why? I don't romance y'all. I'm not going to romance you. I'm going to tell you the truth. And you know what I learned from doing this? It's been almost a year, y'all. We coming up on almost a year. We're going to have our 1st year anniversary. You know what it is? People want to be lied to. Even when they're seeking the truth, people still want to be lied to. Huh? Take a sip. Maybe 2. People will get on my lives at night and say, I've been watching you for months. Hell, I almost been watching you for a year. And I want to book with you, but I'm scared of what you're going to tell me. I don't romance people. I'm not going to tell you what makes you feel good. And then when it doesn't happen, or that's not what God showed me, that's not what God said to me. Then when it don't happen, and come back and tell you that it's your energy, and now offer you another service for $250, $500, $750, whatever floats my boat, to help you get rid of this bad omen that's on you. I ain't gonna do that. That's not right. That ain't me. So you know what I said? I said if my appointments are sporadic or whatever, and I mean, you know, we have ups and downs, and guess what? Hey, let me say this. Sometimes when you're not booked and busy, that's God telling you need a rest. Sometimes you're not booked. Let me say this. Now, I'm giving y'all this example, but had I woke up today to a book full of appointments, I would have rescheduled some of it or refunded them. You know why? Because I'm tired. I'm tired. Last night we did mediumship a little bit. I'm tired, right? So I've learned to be thankful for the breaks that God's gives me. I've learned how to be thankful because when y'all come, baby, y'all come like a thief in the night. When y'all come, and be like a stampede. So I've learned how to be thankful for the breaks that God gives me in life. And I don't let a day with no bookings deter me from what God has shown me. I don't let a day with no bookings get me down in the dumps. I don't let a day with no bookings stop me from spending money, because in order to spend money, to make money, you got to spend a little bit. I don't let that deter me. I thank God for the break. I say, Lord, thank you for the rest. I appreciate it. And when I am ready to go, God said, I'm going to fill your books up to where they overflow. Y'all, let's talk about the reversal of the law, page 270. Let's finish this on out. It said, if there is power in tapping into fantasies of the masses, there is also danger. Fantasy usually contain an element of play. The public half realizes it is being duped, but it keeps the dream alive anyway, relishing the entertainment and the temporary diversion from the everyday that you are providing. So sometimes people know they being duped, but they like how the lie feels, so they keep it moving. A lot of y'all was like that in relationships. I've been like that. Let me stop saying a lot of y'all. I've been like that before. I know you're lying to me, but do me a favor and keep lying. I know you're lying to me, but I like the way you make me feel. So do me a favor and just keep the lie up. Keep lying to me. Keep lying to me. Please. Because when you stop lying to me, and the lie and the reality hits me in the face, I may not be able to handle it. So whatever you got going on out there outside of me, I'm going to stay in this bubble over here. And as long as you operate your foolishness outside of my bubble, I'm okay. As long as you operate outside of my bubble, my fantasy world, I'm all right. But don't bring your foolishness into my fantasy world. Because then now it's no longer a fantasy, and I have to deal with the reality of what I have, which is nothing. Oh, my God. And that one in the book. Listen. It says, the public have realized it is being duped, but it keeps the dream alive anyway, relishing the entertainment and the temporary diversion from the everyday that you are providing. It says, so keep it light. Never come too close to the place where you are actually expected to produce results. That place may prove extremely hazardous. Okay? It says, let's go back to LB. Let's go back to old boy in Venice, the one that said the alchemist who said I could create gold out of any substance, right? Thank you, friend. She said, I'm sending you a hug through the waves, girl. I be needing this talk. Thank you. You can also send a tip. You can also send a love offering too. I take hugs and love offerings. Hello. I take love. I take hugs and love offerings. Okay. Me and Zen gonna be ordering Uber Eats tomorrow. Y'all, I'm gonna be on here with Zen. I ain't gonna have Zen on for Midday Manifest because she'll be at the babysitters. But Thursday Midday Manifest is gonna be me, you, and Zen, baby. It's gonna be me, y'all, and Zen. We're gonna see how that anyway. Listen. Let's go back to LB. We go back to Man in Venice. It says after LB established himself in Munich, remember he left Venice and he went to Munich. He said he found that the sober-minded barbarians had far less faith in alchemy than the temperamental Venetians. Only the Duke really believed in him. So remember, he left Venice because they didn't want to wait the 7 years. They wanted him to produce gold right then. And he said, you know what? I'm done with this. You don't believe in me. You're impatient. You have disrespected my gift. I'm going to move on to somewhere else. Well, the next place he went, they weren't trying to hear all that. Okay? It said now the only person that believed that he could do it was actually the Duke who paid him to come there. Everybody else was like, yo, thank you, friend. Everybody else said, bro, you full of it. It says, so as LB played his familiar waiting game, accepting gifts and expecting patience, the public grew angry. Money was being spent and was yielding no results. In 1592, the Bavarians demanded justice, and eventually LB found himself swinging from the gallows. As before, he had promised and had not delivered, but this time he had misjudged the forbearance of his host, and his inability to fulfill their fantasy proved fatal. One last thing. Never make the mistake of imagining that fantasy is always fantastical. It certainly contrasts with reality, but reality itself is sometimes so theatrical and stylized that fantasy becomes a desire for simple things. So everything that's a fantasy does not have to be unicorns and rainbows. Sometimes the fantasy can be simple. Huh? Sometimes the fantasy can be real simple. Sometimes, let me not play. I'm playing with fire. Sometimes the fantasy could be sitting in a house dress with some Jesus juice. Sometimes the fantasy can be simple. They talking about wait a damn minute. Now y'all at home like, hold on. I'm using this as an example, friends. Shut up. Because, baby, if I was telling you a fantasy, I wouldn't tell you about it. Cut it out. But I'm just saying, sometimes the fantasy can be simple to make it relatable. So sometimes the person that's selling you the fantasy doesn't always have to come out with the Gucci and the Prada and the yada. Blah, blah, blah. Sometimes, listen, okay, friend. Sometimes, no, assistant coach Zen won't be on until Thursday. Listen, sometimes the person can come on and look just like you. They can sit on their couch and be in a jogging suit, and they look just like you. And they can be like, hey, it's a woman that comes on here on live. I don't know what her name is. She said, I can teach you how to make $500 a day every day. She come on live and say, I can teach you how to make $500 a day. I make $500 a day. I can teach you too. Every day she come on live. She have thousands of people in her live. And I said in her live, and I still don't know how she make the 500. Not too much, coach. I still don't know how she make the $500 a day. I think you make $500 a day coming on live telling people you can teach them how to make $500 a day. Okay, listen. It says, when we talk about that sometimes a fantasy can be simple, this says Abraham Lincoln created an image for himself. Abraham Lincoln created an image. He said that he was a homespun country lawyer. You said, friend said she get on there repeating herself and saying tap the screen the whole time, every day. I still don't know how she make the $500. If anybody watching this can tell me how this woman can make $500 a day, I would be, thank you. Somebody please, because I can't watch her lives no more. Listen, not that she banned me. I just can't do it no more. It says the image that Abraham Lincoln created for himself as a homespun country lawyer with a beard made him the common man's president. So understand, Abe Lincoln's top hat and beard, that wasn't by chance. That was the image that he created. Listen. It says, listen. You have to listen. Even though if you create a fantasy that is the simple type, you still have to maintain your distance. You still have to maintain your distance. Should you play with such a fantasy, you too must carefully cultivate distance and not allow your common persona to become too familiar, or it will not project as fantasy at all. Y'all listen, that was a hell of a chapter, okay? Maybe that was a hell of a chapter. I listen tomorrow I plan to be on time to Midday Manifest. I am traveling. I might be a little late, meaning about 15 minutes late at the latest, 30 minutes late. I tell y'all all the time, go to my YouTube. I am Coach Misty. Y'all can catch all the replays. Listen, listen, listen. Y'all can catch all the replays or whatever. Listen, I want y'all to go to my YouTube and sign up for the alerts. And that way, you know when I'm online, because I'm going to go online on YouTube, and I'm gonna be on YouTube, and I'm going to be on Facebook, and I'm going to be on TikTok. But you can get your alert from there. I will be on live tonight. We're only going to do an hour and 15 minutes of readings tonight because I got to travel in the morning, okay? I got to travel in the morning. Y'all, did y'all have a good time today? Yes, no, maybe so. Did we have a good time? I hope y'all had a good time. Yes, God, this was awesome. This is amazing. Shout out to all my new people. If today was your first day seeing me and you follow me, welcome to the club. Know this is my only page. I will never reach out to you in the inbox and ask you and tell you I got a good word for you or nothing. So if you've ever been contacted by a page that look like me, smell like me, talk like me, y'all, it ain't me. All right, if the page don't have over 100,000 followers, it's not your girl, okay? I would never reach out to you, so I'm telling y'all it's not me. We are going to do our afternoon. We are going to manifest something. I told y'all this week we're manifesting change in our lives, right? I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that go find a penny with a hole in it, put it in your top right drawer and say your wish and going about your business. No, we're manifesting change. And if you know anything about manifestation, in order to manifest, you got to pray, have a little faith, and also take some action. Right. So whatever it is that you manifesting for today, whatever change that you need to do, whatever you need to change in your life, and please don't manifest a change in finances, a change in residence, a change in the cars, a change in a man, because the first change needs to happen is within you. You can have whatever it is that you want. Now here it is. I'm not about to sell y'all no dream or no foolishness. You can have whatever you want as long as your mindset is equipped for it. You can have whatever you want as long as your mindset is equipped for it. I promise you that. All right. It's funny now. Look, everybody dropping off now because I'm speaking some real facts, but it's okay. As long as your mindset is equipped for it, you can have whatever it is that you want. I promise you that. I am a walking and living and breathing testimony of that. I'm a walking, living, breathing testimony of that. Everything that I set myself up to have or make a plan for, God has given it to me. You hear me? All right, y'all. Tomorrow, before we manifest, tomorrow will be law number 33. It says, discover each man's thumb screw. Discover each man's thumb screw. I'm just going to read a little bit from it before we get off of here. It says, everyone has a weakness, a gap in the castle wall. That weakness is usually an insecurity, an uncontrollable emotion or need. It can also be a small secret pleasure. Either way, once found, it is a thumb screw you can turn to your advantage. Listen. She said, huh? Everybody. Listen, we're going to talk about it tomorrow. No worries. All right, y'all, let's manifest. I want you to put in the comments what it is that you're looking to change. What is it? Give you one thing. A lot of people, procrastination was the one yesterday. Everybody wanted to change procrastination. What is it that you're looking to change? Okay, mine was consistency. Mine was consistency with going back to working out, not working out 45 minutes a day, but just getting saved. Don't say mindset. Pick what part of your mindset. See, we use that word mindset, and it's a mindset is a lot. Okay, I dealt with procrastination, consistency, focusing on something for more than 15 minutes. I dealt with well, lack of focus was one. I dealt with not being able to delegate correctly. Not, trying to do everything on my own and not being able to delegate. I dealt with that as well. Okay, so that's what it is. So those are some of the things that I dealt with and some of the things that I had to work on, which overall changed my overall mindset. Okay, which was changed my overall. I like that, letting go of things that I cannot control. Huh? I tell people I mind my fat business. I no longer get into people's foolishness. I mind my fat business. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm quick to tell somebody that is none of my that is out of that. They ain't got nothing to do with me. They ain't got nothing to do with who? Uno, no. Ain't got nothing to do with me. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a step back. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and manifest. If you are new, the way we do this is we breathe in, breathe out. We have a breathing exercise, right? We inhale, exhale 3 times. On that last one, I'm going to tell you to hold it. I'm going to tell you to see it, believe it, and know it. And I want you to see yourself doing the opposite of what you're asking for. If you say, I need to get rid of self-doubt, I want you to see you believing in you. If you say, I want to I want to stay in my own lane, I want you to see yourself staying in your own lane. Okay. Today, I want to see myself knocking out everything on my to-do list. Either, so I got a problem. Either it's too much on my to-do list, or I'm not focusing enough on my to-do list. But my to-do list is something that I need to, that's what I'm manifesting today, to find the perfect harmony in my to-do list, right? All right. All right, let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. So I'm going to tell you to see it, believe it, and know it. And then after that, I'm going to tell you to let it go. I'm going to tell you to give it back to God, because once you manifest something, you don't have to worry about the thing you're asking for. You just have to do the work. Don't worry about the thing that you're asking for. Just figure out a plan and do the work. That thing will come to you. And then I'm 1, 2, 3, manifest with me. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to send energy your way. All right. If you would like to book any type of session with me, you can go to IamCoachMisty.com. Or if you're on TikTok, click the link tree in my bio, and you can click on one of the links to go to my website. Again, if you enjoyed what you heard today and you want to make a love offering, my Cash App is open. All right. Cash App is open for love offerings anytime. Do not send me no questions via Cash App, y'all. We're not doing that. I will be back on later on tonight. Now let's go ahead and manifest. You ready? Let's get it. Let's go. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, breathe in. Breathe out. Last time, guys. Breathe in. Hold it. I need you to see it, believe it, and know it. And release. On the count of 3, I want you to manifest to me. You ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Hey, guess what? It's been a pleasure. I hope you feel something. If you don't, stick around. You'll feel something sooner or later. It's okay. Now, to this young lady that say, make DeAndre love me, baby, I hope that was not a manifestation. We don't manifest that way over here. I ain't that type of girl, okay? Listen, if you got to manifest for somebody to change how they feel about you, you don't need them. Okay? And we're going to let that be on that. You don't need them. We don't manifest. Listen, I rebuke my energy from that one. We don't manifest like that over here. You hear me? Huh? Know your worth. Have some pride. All right, y'all. I love y'all because y'all love me back. Thank you so much. Y'all so crazy. Listen, you okay, friend? It's okay. You didn't know, but that's what you wanted. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna help you. I'm not listening. I ain't gonna sell you no hope. Listen, I ain't gonna sell you no hope. You said, why do you feel like crying suddenly? You welcome. That's that energy. Hey, y'all. Thank you so much. We'll be back on later on tonight at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will see y'all tonight. Remember, only an hour and 15 minutes a night, so get y'all questions ready. We're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about love and business tonight. Huh? Love and basketball, baby. We're talking about love and business readings tonight, okay? Let's teach you how to get some money and some honey. Get off my damn thing. Bye.